tucking it inside. She did a deposit midday, so usually there wasn't a lot of money in the bag. And the safe was secure. Drew Anderson, one of Sedona's police detectives, and a friend, had checked it out a few weeks ago when she'd mentioned leaving cash in the store overnight. She'd gotten the lecture about never letting anyone know there was money, but once he saw the safe, he had changed his mind. The prior owner had secured it in the floor, and there was a piece of flooring that went over it. If it was ever broken into, it was someone who knew the building. It's math for business decisions day. Seriously, I feel like I'm just an idiot every time I walk into that class. I just don't get the theories, and now it's too late to drop it. I just hope I get a bump in my grade for my hard work and participation, because my tests are harsh. She studied Rarity. You run a business. How much math is there? I run a retail business. There's still a lot of math, but mostly accounting. She started turning off lights. Bring in your book the next time you work, and maybe I can help you with the concepts. That would be cool. Darby tucked the leftover cookies in her striped tote, and then put it over her head and arm. I'll see you Thursday. Night, Killer. Killer, Rarity's Pomeranian, walked over from his bed by the fireplace where he'd been sleeping. He eyed the water and food dish that had already been dumped out for the night. Rarity picked him up and rubbed his nose with hers. You ready to head home for the night? He cuddled into her arms as she struggled to put her jacket on and her tote over her shoulder. She picked up her keys and headed to the door. When she got outside, she turned around after locking the door. A man sat on the bench near the sidewalk. She focused on him as her eyes adjusted to the dim light. You could have come inside. Archer stepped closer and took her tote from her. I'm enjoying the night air. Mind if we walk to your house? You're the one who'll have to walk back here after dinner. She clipped Killer's leash on, leaned into Archer Ender's side, and put her free arm around him. Rarity wasn't quite ready to use the label boyfriend, but if they continued down this path, she could be convinced. I'll survive. How was your book club? He'd become a regular visitor on Tuesday nights after she closed her bookstore. She figured he didn't like the fact that she was walking home alone so late. And he liked her company. Good. I knew Holly would trash the book we read because of its plotline, but even Malia saw the problem, and she loves this series. They're becoming really solid reviewers. She thought about tonight's discussion and smiled. Proud mama moment. Archer glanced up at the sky. It's going to be a clear night. If you're planning on swimming, you probably should let me make dinner. Otherwise, it's going to be too cold to swim later. She laughed. Maybe I'm a polar bear. Too cold is kind of relative, but I won't fight you if you want to cook tonight. Done deal. They walked in silence for a while, and as they turned onto her street, he glanced at a text that had beeped. I'm going to be short-handed for the festival booth. Calliope has a conflict and can't work Friday night. Hot date? Rarity didn't like Archer's receptionist, secretary, and accountant. Calliope was basically Archer's administration staff all rolled into one. And the feeling was mutual. Calliope saw Archer as her property, and Rarity was seen as the interloper. I don't think she'd blow me off for a date. He held his hands out for Rarity's keys as the two of them stepped on the porch. But you never know. She's still acting strange, like I betrayed her when we started dating. Rarity didn't respond. She just took off Killer's lead and turned on the lights in the living room. Come on, I've told you there was nothing going on between me and Calliope. He moved to the kitchen and opened the fridge, getting out 2 chicken breasts. Rarity paused before going into the bedroom to change into her swimsuit. I know you did. But did you tell her? After she'd gotten in her laps, she changed into her yoga pants and a t-shirt and came back out to the kitchen. Killer was lying on the floor, watching Archer season the stir-fry. What can I do to help? You could pull me out a beer. Dinner has about 10 more minutes, so we have time to sit.